From MrBeast's unique home and savvy investments to Logan Paul's $5 million Pokemon card, these YouTubers live large, but not always as you'd expect. MrBeast is living on a whole different level in 2025. With a net worth of $1 billion, he's built an empire that's bigger than YouTube itself. His house in North Carolina isn't just a mansion, it's a production hub, with entire sections designed for filming challenges that cost more than most people make in a lifetime. He has an entire fleet of vehicles at his disposal, including a Tesla Cybertruck wrapped in his signature blue, a Lamborghini Urus, and even a few armored trucks for his over-the-top cash giveaways. But he doesn't just spend money, he reinvests it into making his brand bigger and crazier every year. His warehouses are legendary. They hold everything from game show sets to hundreds of cars and even full buildings that he's bought just to give away in his videos. He has his own private jet, which has become the setting for massive challenges where contestants compete for life-changing money. His philanthropy continues to grow too. He's poured millions into Beast philanthropy, funding food banks and building homes for those in need. His Feastables chocolate company and MrBeast burger are still booming, and now he's expanding into energy drinks, turning his brand into a global powerhouse. Despite his insane wealth, MrBeast isn't living a traditional billionaire lifestyle. He doesn't spend his money on yachts or diamond watches. He's focused on making content that breaks records. His latest videos cost upwards of $10 million each, pushing the limits of what's possible on YouTube. He's been buying land too, setting up entire towns just to create real-life, high-stakes competitions. His influence is so massive that his endorsement can make or break a business overnight. Even his vacations are next level. Instead of just relaxing, he books entire resorts for his crew and turns them into multi-million-dollar challenge locations. He recently rented out a private island, not to enjoy, but to give away to a random subscriber. He's mastered the art of making money by spending money, and he's proving that the future of entertainment is bigger, wilder, and more expensive than ever. Jeffree Star's world is a mix of extreme luxury and unexpected business moves. Once the ultimate beauty mogul in Los Angeles, he left that scene behind and built a new empire, on a yak farm. Yes, a yak farm. His $1.1 million Wyoming ranch started as a personal retreat but quickly turned into a multi-million-dollar business. Jeffree Star Yak Ranch now produces high-end meat products, and his custom-packaged yak jerky sells out instantly, but he hasn't let go of his taste for extravagance. His main house is a sprawling estate with its own airstrip because, of course, he flies private now. When he leaves Wyoming, it's usually in his pastel-pink Rolls-Royce Cullinan, or one of the other luxury cars in his fleet, which includes a Ferrari 488 Spider and a Lamborghini Huracan. His beauty empire is still making millions. Jeffree Star Cosmetics keeps dropping new collections, and the limited edition packaging alone is enough to make fans spend hundreds. His personal spending habits haven't changed much either. His Birkin bag collection is now one of the largest in the world, and he recently added a diamond-studded watch worth more than most people's houses. Even when he's out in the middle of nowhere, he lives like royalty. His massive ranch estate has custom-designed rooms for filming content, a closet filled with designer furs and cowboy boots, and a private recording studio just in case he ever wants to revisit his music career. But Jeffree's luxury spending doesn't just stop at bags and cars. He recently dropped millions on a brand new business venture that has nothing to do with makeup or meat. And that brings us to someone who knows a thing or two about diversifying income streams: Logan Paul. Logan Paul is no longer just a YouTuber. He's a businessman, a fighter, and a brand builder. His $13 million mansion in Puerto Rico isn't just a home, it's his headquarters. Every room has been designed with purpose, from a top-tier home gym for his boxing training to an entertainment space where deals worth millions are made. His garage looks more like a high-end showroom, featuring a custom-wrapped Lamborghini Aventador, a Rolls-Royce Phantom, and a few supercars he barely has time to drive. But his biggest flex isn't his house or his cars, it's the Pokemon card hanging around his neck. That Pikachu Illustrator card, encased in a diamond-studded pendant, is worth $5.2 million, and he wears it like it's no big deal. Prime, his hydration drink, is a billion-dollar business, and Logan knows exactly how to make it even bigger. Every sports event, every fight, every social media post, he's turning them into marketing opportunities. His boxing career is still going strong, and with every fight, his paychecks get even bigger. He recently flew out to Dubai just to close a sponsorship deal, then immediately jetted to Los Angeles for a meeting with Hollywood executives. Logan doesn't do downtime. If he's not training, he's planning his next business move, and when he does relax, it's on a private beach with a few select friends, away from the cameras. But even at his level, there's one YouTuber who started younger, and built an empire even faster. Ryan Kaji from Ryan's World. Ryan Kaji might have started as a kid unboxing toys, but now, at just 13 years old, he's running a business empire worth hundreds of millions. His YouTube channel, Ryan's World, is no longer just about toy reviews. It's a full-scale brand, with products in every major retailer across the country. Walk into Walmart, Target, or Amazon, and you'll see Ryan's face on action figures, backpacks, toothbrushes, cereal, and even his own line of clothing. His licensing deals alone bring in tens of millions each year, and his family has turned his childhood success into a business that keeps growing. The Kaji family lives in luxury, but they keep their personal life private. Their main home is a massive house in Texas, with custom-built play areas, game rooms, and even a filming studio designed specifically for Ryan's content. They travel often, staying in high-end resorts where Ryan films videos about new experiences, from amusement parks to science museums. Every trip is a mix of work and play, with carefully planned brand partnerships that keep the money flowing. His parents, who started as his video editors, now run a full-fledged media company, overseeing Ryan's multiple YouTube channels, animated series, and educational programs. Ryan's earnings aren't just going toward new toys and vacations. His parents have made smart investments, putting money into tech startups and education-focused platforms that align with his brand. He's also got some of the most valuable sponsorship deals on YouTube, with major brands paying millions for a single featured video. While most teenagers are just starting to think about their future, Ryan is already set for life. He's still making videos, but his business is moving beyond YouTube, setting him up as one of the youngest media moguls ever. And while he grew up in front of a camera, another YouTuber has built his fortune by taking a completely different route, through gaming and competitive entertainment. Enter KSI. KSI isn't just a YouTuber, he's a powerhouse in entertainment, business, and boxing. His journey from gaming videos to global fame has turned him into one of the most successful content creators of his generation. His empire extends far beyond YouTube. He's got music charting worldwide, a boxing career that's making him millions per fight, and Prime, the sports drink he co-owns with Logan Paul, raking in over $1 billion in sales. He's no longer just an internet celebrity. He's a businessman with multiple revenue streams, and his lifestyle reflects that. KSI's home in London is nothing short of impressive. His multi-million-dollar mansion is modern and sleek, with a massive home gym, a high-tech recording studio, and a collection of gaming setups that any streamer would dream of. His garage is just as stacked. He owns a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ, a Rolls-Royce Wraith, and a Tesla Model X, each customized to his taste. He recently added a McLaren 765 LT to his collection, a car that fits his high-energy personality perfectly. His boxing career is still going strong, with pay-per-view fights that bring in tens of millions. His last fight sold out an entire stadium, and even though he started as a YouTuber, he's now one of the biggest names in crossover boxing. When he's not training, he's in the studio recording music or traveling the world, making business deals that keep his fortune growing. He's got endorsement deals with major brands, and his limited edition Prime flavors sell out instantly. KSI knows how to market himself, and every move he makes is calculated for maximum impact. Despite his busy schedule, he still finds time to connect with fans, whether it's through his reaction videos, Sidemen collaborations, or live performances. His lifestyle is all about growth, bigger fights, bigger business deals, and bigger wins. Jake Paul has mastered the art of turning controversy into cash. Whether it's in the boxing ring, the business world, or on social media, everything he does is designed to make money and keep his name in the headlines. His lifestyle is a perfect mix of luxury, competition, and relentless ambition. His $16 million mansion in Puerto Rico isn't just a home, it's a fortress built for training, content creation, and business meetings that bring in millions. Every inch of the property is designed for purpose. There's a private gym where he prepares for his next big fight, a massive poolside lounge for hosting celebrity guests, and an entire wing dedicated to his social media team, who document his every move. Jake's car collection is just as over-the-top as his personality. His garage features a Ferrari SF90 Spider, a Lamborghini Huracan, and a Rolls-Royce Phantom, but the real standout is his custom-wrapped Bugatti Chiron, which cost him over $3 million. He loves showing off his wealth, and his latest purchase, a fully decked-out private jet, lets him fly in style to fights, brand deals, and luxury vacations. He recently took a trip to Dubai where he spent over $500,000 in a single weekend, partying in penthouse suites and racing supercars through the desert. But behind the flashy spending, Jake is making serious business moves. His boxing career is more profitable than ever, with each fight pulling in tens of millions in pay-per-view revenue. He's signed major sponsorship deals, and his new sports management company is working with up-and-coming fighters, positioning him as a major player in the combat sports world. Even when he's not training, he's finding new ways to expand his empire. He's launched a luxury clothing brand, invested in NFTs, and is constantly teasing new business ventures that keep his fan base engaged. Jake Paul's lifestyle is a mix of discipline and excess. Grueling training sessions followed by private yacht parties, million-dollar business deals alongside high-stakes bets. He's built himself into a global brand, but he's not the only YouTuber with an empire. Next up is someone who took gaming and entertainment to another level: Ninja. Ninja's world is built around speed. Whether it's the speed of his gaming reflexes, the rapid expansion of his brand, or the fast cars parked in his garage, he changed the way gaming is seen, proving that streamers can live like rock stars, and his lifestyle reflects that. His custom-built mansion in Chicago is designed for both work and play. The heart of the house is his high-tech gaming studio, where he streams to millions on an ultra-wide setup with multiple high-end PCs, custom lighting, and the best gaming peripherals money can buy. His entire home is wired for content creation, from recording spaces to VR gaming rooms. But he's not just gaming, he's turned himself into a businessman, and the money keeps rolling in. His brand deals are on another level. Ninja was one of the first streamers to land a sneaker deal, and his Adidas collaborations still sell out instantly. His latest move? Expanding his own gaming equipment brand, offering high-end gaming chairs, keyboards, and monitors designed for serious players. He's also invested in esports, owning a stake in one of the biggest competitive gaming teams in the world. Every deal he signs is strategic, keeping his brand strong while adding to his wealth. Of course, Ninja's spending habits match his success. His car collection includes a custom-wrapped Audi R8, a Tesla Model X, and a McLaren 720S, all modified with gaming-inspired designs. His latest splurge? A private arcade built inside his house, filled with classic gaming machines and futuristic VR setups. He's still traveling the world, making appearances at gaming events, collaborating with top developers, and securing sponsorships that no other streamer can match. Despite all his success, Ninja stays connected to his gaming roots. He still streams regularly, interacts with fans, and pushes himself to stay at the top of the industry. He's built a gaming empire that stretches beyond Twitch and YouTube, and his influence continues to grow. But if Ninja dominates the gaming space, there's one YouTuber who's turned his online success into a multi-million-dollar real-life business: PewDiePie. PewDiePie built his fortune by doing what he loves, playing games, making jokes, and keeping things real. But in 2025, his life looks very different from the days of chaotic Let's Plays and meme reviews. Felix Kjellberg is living in Tokyo, far from the YouTube drama and spotlight that once defined his career. His home isn't a flashy Hollywood mansion or a billionaire's estate, it's a carefully designed, peaceful retreat in Japan, blending traditional architecture with modern luxury. His house is surrounded by beautiful gardens, minimalist interiors, and a gaming studio that's far more refined than the over-the-top setups of other YouTubers. PewDiePie has made it clear, he's not chasing trends anymore. That doesn't mean he's stopped spending. His love for cars is still strong, and he recently added a Toyota Century, Japan's most exclusive luxury vehicle, to his collection. This isn't a sports car meant to turn heads. It's a high-end sedan used by politicians and business elites. It's a perfect fit for his new lifestyle, understated but undeniably top-tier. He still owns his Volvo XC90, a nod to his Swedish roots, but he's less about collecting cars and more about appreciating quality over excess. Even though he's stepped away from the high-speed content grind, his business ventures are still making him millions. His merch brand, Suki, created with his wife Marzia, continues to thrive, selling high-quality minimalist clothing that reflects their personal style. And while he's no longer uploading daily, every video he does post gets millions of views, effortlessly keeping his channel one of the most watched in the world. PewDiePie's wealth isn't about chasing the next big thing, it's about securing long-term success and enjoying life. He still games, still shares his thoughts with his fans, but now he does it from a place of balance. His life is proof that you don't have to be the loudest person in the room to stay at the top. But while PewDiePie has found peace in Japan, another YouTuber is still fully immersed in the chaos of content creation: Markiplier, a gaming legend who has turned his passion into a full-scale Hollywood operation. Markiplier isn't just a YouTuber anymore, he's a full-blown entertainment mogul. While he still connects with fans through gaming videos and challenges, his focus in 2025 is much bigger. His move into Hollywood has been a massive success, with his self-produced films and series bringing in millions. His latest project, Iron Lung, a horror movie he directed, starred in, and financed himself, became a cult hit, proving that YouTubers can dominate more than just the internet. But even with his Hollywood ambitions, he hasn't left his gaming empire behind. His channel is still pulling in millions of views every month, and his dedicated fanbase is stronger than ever. His lifestyle reflects his mix of business and creativity. His La Canada Flintridge home in California, which he bought from musician Donald Glover, is a sleek and modern retreat where he balances work and downtime. It's got everything he needs: a private movie theater, a high-end gaming setup, and a soundproof recording studio for his next big project. Unlike many YouTubers who spend their fortunes on supercars and mansions, Markiplier keeps things more practical. His car collection is impressive, but not over the top. He drives a Tesla Model S for everyday use and owns a Ford GT, a car he's had a deep admiration for since childhood. Markiplier isn't just about making money, he's always been about giving back. His charity streams have raised millions, and he continues to use his platform for good. He's invested in mental health awareness programs, indie game developers, and new content creators trying to make it big. His clothing brand, Cloak, co-founded with fellow YouTuber Jacksepticeye, is still a major success, focusing on stylish, comfortable, and functional apparel for gamers and everyday wear. Even with all his projects, Markiplier remains one of the most genuine personalities on YouTube. He's not chasing clout or drama, he's building something bigger, something lasting. Whether it's horror films, charity projects, or interactive content, everything he does is intentional. And while Markiplier is carefully curating his legacy, another YouTuber has taken a different path, one built on high-energy content, jaw-dropping purchases, and an empire rooted in gaming. Enter DanTDM. DanTDM has built a life that any gaming fan would envy. He started with Minecraft, but by 2025, his empire has expanded far beyond YouTube. His main channel is still going strong, pulling in millions of views with new gameplay series, reaction videos, and collaborations with top creators. But his biggest success isn't just content, it's business. His merch line, filled with custom gaming-inspired hoodies, accessories, and collectibles, sells out regularly. His book deals, including his hit graphic novels, continue to bring in revenue. And his live tours, where he performs in front of thousands of fans across the world, are bigger than ever. DanTDM's home in Wellingborough, England, is designed for both family life and gaming. His custom-built recording studio is filled with the latest gaming tech, soundproof walls, and high-end monitors, allowing him to create top-quality content without distractions. His home isn't a flashy celebrity mansion. It's a high-tech, well-designed space that blends comfort with productivity. And while his lifestyle is more grounded compared to some of his YouTube peers, he still enjoys the finer things in life. His car collection is where his passion for high-performance machines shines. Dan owns a Ferrari 458 Italia, a McLaren 12C, and an Aston Martin Vantage, each representing his love for speed and engineering. But he's also got a more practical side, keeping a Range Rover for daily driving and family trips. Unlike some YouTubers who collect cars for status, Dan actually drives and enjoys them, sharing his experiences with fans when he can. While Dan's life may not be filled with over-the-top flexes, his success speaks for itself. He's built a legacy that will last far beyond his YouTube career, with smart investments, a strong brand, and a dedicated fan base that keeps growing. His focus is on long-term success, making sure his name stays relevant not just in gaming but in entertainment as a whole. But if DanTDM has kept things balanced, the next YouTuber on our list has gone all in on creating high-energy, adrenaline-fueled content. Meet VanossGaming, a creator who took gaming entertainment to another level. VanossGaming proves that you don't need to be flashy to be successful. Evan Fong built his empire on gaming content, smart business moves, and a low-key persona. Even in 2025, his channel remains one of the most watched in gaming, and his brand is bigger than ever. He's expanded into music production under the name Rinks, gaming investments, and digital entertainment startups, making sure his income streams go beyond YouTube. Unlike YouTubers who love flexing, Evan keeps his lifestyle private. His modern home in Los Angeles is sleek and functional, designed for work, not just luxury. His gaming studio is packed with top-tier tech, allowing him to produce content effortlessly. But when it comes to cars, he appreciates performance. He owns a McLaren 720S, Porsche 911 Turbo S, and Tesla Model X, each chosen for its driving experience rather than status. His luxury watch collection, including rare Rolex and Audemars Piguet pieces, is one of his few indulgences. Despite the wealth, Evan remains low profile, letting his content speak for itself. If Silicon Valley had a boxing ring, Elon Musk and Mark Zuckerberg would be mid-fight already. And no, that's not just a metaphor. Elon literally challenged Mark to a cage match not long ago. But that fight started way before the MMA gloves came out. These aren't just two rich guys in tech, they're polar opposites with clashing views on the future. And their dislike for each other is no secret. Elon is unpredictable, loud, and thrives on chaos. Mark is calculated, quiet, and obsessed with control. And that's exactly where things start to spark. The first blow came when Elon publicly mocked Facebook's handling of data after the Cambridge Analytica scandal. He didn't just criticize the company, he deleted Tesla and SpaceX's Facebook pages, and encouraged others to do the same. It was a big move, and one that definitely caught Zuckerberg's attention. Things escalated when they began clashing over artificial intelligence. Elon warned the world about AI dangers. Mark called those warnings irresponsible. Elon fired back saying Mark's understanding of AI was limited. That's billionaire code for you don't get it. Then came the race for social media dominance. Elon bought Twitter, rebranded it to X, and let things run wild. Not long after, Mark launched Threads, a direct rival. That wasn't a coincidence, it was a statement. The gloves were officially off. And in the middle of all this, Elon allegedly said something that perfectly sums up the power imbalance he sees, that he could buy Zuckerberg if he wanted to. One sentence: no mercy. That's not just ego, it's warfare. Mark didn't fire back directly, but his actions spoke volumes. He posted footage of himself training MMA and focused on building the metaverse. While Elon joked, Mark plotted, this isn't just tech competition, it's personal. Both want to reshape how the world connects, and they're willing to burn bridges to do it. One wants chaos and free speech, the other wants a curated, controlled digital empire. It's like Mandarin and Iron Man trading barbs on social media, only it's real. And billions of people are caught in the middle. And just when you think it couldn't get any more dramatic, cue the rocket-fueled ego clash between Branson and Bezos. If Musk versus Zuckerberg feels like tech's version of high school drama, then Branson versus Bezos is full-blown space soap opera. These two billionaires weren't just racing to orbit, they were racing to outshine each other in front of the entire planet. It started quietly. Branson had long dreamed of commercial space travel, and his company, Virgin Galactic, had a head start. But when Bezos rolled out Blue Origin with a mountain of Amazon cash behind it, things got tense. At first, the rivalry looked like polite competition, but behind the smiles and handshakes, there was a fierce battle for pride, glory, and headlines. Branson launched his suborbital flight just days before Bezos' scheduled mission, practically elbowing his way to the stage. Bezos wasn't impressed. His team at Blue Origin fired back, saying Virgin's flight didn't even reach the official edge of space. That wasn't a press release, that was a public slap. From there, things got petty. Branson said space should be for everyone. Bezos reminded people that Blue Origin spacecraft were more technically advanced. They each claimed they were building the future, for humanity of course. But the subtext was clear: I'm doing it better than you. Branson plays the charming, rebellious adventurer. Bezos brings the cold, calculated mogul energy, and they both crave legacy. What looked like two rich guys chasing a childhood dream was really about ego. This wasn't NASA versus SpaceX, this was space as a vanity mirror. And as we zoom out from Earth's atmosphere, we crash land back into something even more dramatic: American politics, where another billionaire rivalry burns bright. Donald Trump and Michael Bloomberg didn't just run in the same circles, they came from the same city, the same industry, and even had some mutual allies. But that didn't stop them from turning into full-blown enemies. Both made their fortune in real estate. Trump through branding and skyscrapers, Bloomberg through data and media empires. In New York, they were kings with different kingdoms. At first it was quiet tension. Trump didn't like Bloomberg's calm, technocratic vibe. Bloomberg didn't respect Trump's brash style, they coexisted barely. But once politics entered the picture, all bets were off. Bloomberg, a longtime critic of Trump's policies and personality, poured hundreds of millions into campaigns designed to push him out of office. He didn't just fund opponents, he ran himself briefly just to get under Trump's skin. Trump responded in classic Trump fashion mockery. He called Bloomberg Mini Mike, said he was boring, weak, short, you name it. Bloomberg, not one to shy away, clapped back with ads designed to sting. The entire 2020 campaign felt like two billionaires yelling across a debate stage, even when one of them wasn't invited. This wasn't just about politics, it was personal. It was about control, power, and legacy. Trump wanted loyalty. Bloomberg wanted accountability. Neither was willing to back down. The election may be over, but the tension between them hasn't cooled. Two real estate tycoons, two massive wallets, zero interest in being second best. And while they fought for dominance in the political arena, two other tech legends were quietly building the digital world we live in, only to clash harder than ever. This feud wasn't built on insults or Twitter jabs, it was built on brilliance, pride, and decades of fierce competition. Bill Gates and Steve Jobs weren't just tech pioneers, they were two of the most influential minds of their time, locked in a quiet Cold War for the soul of computing. Their relationship was complex. They started as allies. Apple relied on Microsoft's software in its early days. But when Microsoft launched Windows, Jobs felt betrayed. He accused Gates of stealing the graphical interface from Apple. Gates didn't deny the similarities but hit back with a line that became legendary. "I think it's more like we both had this rich neighbor named Xerox, and I broke into his house to steal the TV and found out you had already stolen it." That's how these guys operated, not screaming matches, just sharp words and sharper moves. Jobs always saw Apple as an artist's company, a rebel force. Gates built Microsoft as a business machine, practical and everywhere. Their rivalry came down to vision control and elegance versus utility and scale. Behind the scenes there was respect, but never peace. Gates often praised Jobs' sense of design. Jobs once admitted Gates was smarter when it came to building an empire, but neither would say it directly when the cameras were rolling. Their companies clashed at every level, from software to hardware to marketing. Apple's famous Mac versus PC ads weren't just jokes, they were carefully crafted digs at Gates's legacy. And Gates? He poured resources into crushing Apple's market share even when the company was down. It wasn't until Steve's final years that things softened. They spoke more often, reflected on the industry they shaped. But even then, the tension lingered. This wasn't friendship, it was rivalry built on mutual obsession, and that obsession changed the world. If money could fly, these two would already be living on Mars. Jeff Bezos and Elon Musk aren't just the richest men alive. They're locked in a billion-dollar space race that's as much about ego as exploration. Bezos launched Blue Origin quietly, focused on slow, steady progress. Musk founded SpaceX loudly with flashy rockets and wild promises. From the start, the energy was different. Musk moved fast, tweeted constantly, took risks. Bezos stayed quiet, methodical, until SpaceX started stealing the spotlight. The rivalry boiled over when both companies started competing for government contracts. Musk called out Blue Origin for lawsuits and delays. Bezos's team responded by accusing SpaceX of cutting corners. They weren't just racing to space, they were trying to crush each other on the way up. Musk made things personal. He mocked Bezos on X, calling him a copycat, said Blue Origin's rockets looked like certain emojis. Every win for SpaceX came with a jab. Bezos, more reserved, let his company do the talking, with lawsuits, patent battles, and quiet boardroom plays. Then came the drama over who reached space first. Branson technically beat them both, but Musk didn't care. He said Bezos' suborbital trip wasn't real space anyway. It was one billionaire dunking on another, at 60 miles above sea level. Their visions of the future clash too. Musk wants to colonize Mars. Bezos talks about space hotels and orbiting cities. Musk calls his plan survival for humanity. Bezos frames his as luxury and progress. It's two different sci-fi novels playing out in real life. They're not friendly, they're not even pretending to be. This is a power struggle where rockets are just the opening act. And when billionaires start launching into the sky to prove who's better, well, Earth gets very small in the rear view. Jack Ma was once the face of China's entrepreneurial dream. The founder of Alibaba, a former English teacher turned tech icon, Ma built an empire. He spoke freely, smiled often, and enjoyed global fame. But in a country where power means everything, that confidence became dangerous. His clash with Xi Jinping wasn't loud, it didn't explode on social media. It started quietly, with one speech. In 2020, Ma criticized China's financial regulators, calling them outdated and too cautious. It wasn't aggressive, but it was public. and it crossed a line. Almost overnight, Ma vanished from the spotlight. The IPO of Ant Group, his massive fintech company, was pulled at the last minute. Investigations followed, billion-dollar fines, restructuring orders. A subtle but unmistakable message: don't challenge the system. Xi never addressed Ma directly, but the crackdown spoke for him. China's leadership made it clear that no individual, no matter how rich or popular, was bigger than the state. Ma reappeared months later, looking quieter, thinner, and far less present in public. No more speeches, no more bold predictions, just silence. This wasn't a typical billionaire feud. It wasn't a rivalry. It was one man colliding with a wall of authority. Ma tried to push, the state pushed back, harder. And while Jack Ma stepped back, a signal was sent to every other rich entrepreneur in China: your money doesn't make you untouchable. Not all billionaire feuds are about products or profits. Some are about worldviews, and in this case, Elon Musk and George Soros might as well live on different planets. Soros, one of the most politically active billionaires on Earth, has spent decades funding democratic movements, justice reform, and liberal causes. Musk, especially in recent years, has shifted toward more unfiltered commentary and free speech absolutism. These two were bound to clash, but no one expected it to get this direct. Things got heated when Musk, in a post on X, compared Soros to a comic book villain, saying he hates humanity and had a dark agenda. It wasn't just a disagreement, it was personal, and millions saw it. Soros didn't respond himself, but his allies did. Civil rights organizations, journalists, and political figures fired back, accusing Musk of fueling dangerous conspiracy theories. It became a full-on media storm, headlines everywhere, hashtags trending. Musk didn't back down. If anything, he doubled down, criticizing Soros-backed policies in big cities and accusing him of destabilizing societies. But here's the twist. These two have never met in person, never done business together. This is pure ideology. Musk sees Soros as a manipulator hiding behind philanthropy. Soros sees Musk as reckless, too powerful, and increasingly hostile to democratic values. And yet both control major forces. Musk owns the platform, Soros funds global movements, their weapons are influence and visibility, and the battlefield, everyone's feed. Their feud feels less like a business clash and more like a political standoff in slow motion. No meetings, no calls, just cold public shots fired from opposite ends of the world. If Bill Gates was Steve Jobs' first rival, Larry Page was the final one. By the time Android came to life, Apple and Google had already partnered up. Google Search was the default on iPhones. Maps, Gmail, it was all baked in. But Jobs saw what was coming, and he didn't like it. When Google launched Android, Jobs felt betrayed. He thought they stole Apple's ideas, copying the iPhone's design and turning it into an open-source free-for-all. He wasn't vague about how he felt. In one now infamous moment, he reportedly told colleagues he would go thermonuclear on Google. Larry Page stayed mostly quiet. That's his style. Less drama, more algorithms. But Google kept expanding. Android exploded in popularity. And behind the scenes, Apple and Google began to drift apart. The competition got personal. Jobs hated the clutter and openness of Android. Page believed in access, in giving users control, even if it came at the cost of design purity. It was about philosophy as much as it was about smartphones. Eventually, Apple ditched Google Maps, replaced it with their own app. Google responded with a better version available on the App Store, just to show they could. The companies stopped pretending to be friends. Their CEOs stayed civil in public, but cold in private. Page never fired back with angry quotes or dramatic speeches. He didn't need to. Android's growth spoke for itself, and that may have stung Jobs even more. This feud wasn't loud. It was a slow, methodical battle for the future of mobile, and the scars still shape the tech world today. From Silicon Valley, we now shift to the art capitals of Europe, where a centuries-old rivalry unfolds in luxury and legacy. This one doesn't involve rockets, AI, or politics, but make no mistake, it's a heavyweight fight. Bernard Arnault and François Pinault are France's two richest men, titans of fashion, luxury, and high art. And they've been locked in a quiet but fierce rivalry for decades. Arnault controls LVMH, the world's biggest luxury empire. Think Louis Vuitton, Dior, Moet, and Chandon. Pinault owns the Kering Group, Gucci, Balenciaga, Yves Saint Laurent. That's not just business, that's battle for taste, prestige, and influence in the fashion world. But their real clash isn't on runways, it's in museums. Both billionaires are obsessed with contemporary art. Both own private collections worth billions. and both spent years trying to outdo each other in the most elite corners of the art world. Arnault opened the Fondation Louis Vuitton in Paris, a massive futuristic museum designed by Frank Gehry. It's a showpiece of wealth and creativity. Pinault responded by converting historic buildings in Venice and Paris into high-end art spaces filled with rare and provocative pieces. The message from both sides? My collection defines culture more than yours. They rarely speak about each other. But in interviews the tension is there. Arnault calls his work a gift to the public. Pinault stresses independence from corporate influence. Their feud is polite but sharp, like champagne served with a smirk. It's a cultural arms race. And in the world of luxury, legacy is everything. Back in the US, another rivalry brews, not over art but over how to control entire corporations. Buffett versus Icahn. This is old-school capitalism at its sharpest. Warren Buffett and Carl Icahn are two of the most successful investors in history. But they couldn't be more different, and they've never liked each other's style. Buffett is the Oracle of Omaha, patient, strategic. He buys businesses and holds on to them for decades. Icahn is a corporate raider, aggressive. He buys stakes, shakes things up and forces change, fast. Their rivalry started in the 80s, during Wall Street's wild years. Buffett called out Icahn's tactics as destructive. Icahn mocked Buffett's cautious approach as too soft. Over the years, they've taken opposing sides in major deals, like Herbalife, Apple, and Dell, making billions while quietly poking at each other through the press. Icahn once said Buffett wouldn't know what to do in a hostile takeover. Buffett, in return, called activist investors like Icahn dangerous to long-term value. It's not personal in the loud, dramatic way, it's strategic. And that makes it even more intense. These men are playing chess, not checkers, with billions on the line. They don't shout, they don't tweet. But when they move, the market watches. And each is keenly aware of what the other is doing. This one feels like a corporate version of a mentor turning into a nemesis. Larry Ellison, the co-founder of Oracle, once took Mark Benioff under his wing. Benioff worked at Oracle for over a decade and called Ellison a mentor, but that didn't last. The student broke away and built a company that would come to challenge his teacher. Benioff founded Salesforce in the late 90s with a radical idea-move enterprise software to the cloud. At the time, Ellison didn't take it seriously. Oracle was built on traditional software systems, big, expensive, and installed locally. Benioff wanted to make business tools accessible anywhere, on any device. It was bold, and it worked. At first, Ellison dismissed it, then he copied it. Oracle launched its own cloud products years later. But by then, Salesforce had already become the king of cloud-based customer software, and Ellison wasn't happy. That's when the gloves came off. Ellison took shots at Salesforce's business model. He called it weak, not real innovation. Benioff fired back in interviews, saying Oracle was stuck in the past and trying to buy relevance with acquisitions. There were lawsuits, public digs at each other during tech conferences, and even a spat over a speaking slot at Oracle Open World. Benioff was booted from the schedule. He said Ellison couldn't handle hearing criticism. The tension still simmers. Oracle and Salesforce continue to battle over contracts, clients, and influence. Ellison sees Benioff as the guy who took his playbook and rewrote it. Benioff sees Ellison as the past trying to stay relevant. It's a full-blown Silicon Valley drama. Code, cash, and quiet contempt. And next, we step into the global arena, where media empires and political ideals collide in a war of influence between two of the most controversial names in modern history. When Rupert Murdoch and George Soros clash, it's not about business. It's about the battle for public opinion. One controls massive media empires, the other funds political movements. And their feud is less about direct words and more about decades of ideological war. Murdoch built Fox News and News Corp, platforms that speak to conservative audiences across the globe. Soros, through his Open Society foundations, has backed pro-democracy, liberal, and anti-authoritarian efforts in more than 100 countries. To say they're on opposite sides is an understatement. They don't go on record slamming each other directly. They don't need to. The outlets Murdoch owns frequently portray Soros as a powerful manipulator behind global unrest. Meanwhile, the organizations Soros supports push back against Murdoch's media influence, accusing it of polarizing public discourse. It's not personal, it's strategic. Soros focuses on shaping policy and civil society. Murdoch influences elections, public perception, and political movements. They both spend big, they both move nations. What makes this rivalry so intense is the scale. We're talking global reach, not just boardroom tension. and though they may never stand on the same debate stage or appear in the same room, their ideological shadowboxing affects millions. The battle isn't over, and neither man is backing down. In India, Mukesh Ambani and Gautam Adani are more than tycoons, they're titans carving up the nation's future. For years, Ambani ruled unchallenged, with Reliance dominating oil, telecom, and retail. But Adani came in fast, aggressive, and ready to build an empire of his own. Ports, power, airports, green energy. At first, their paths barely crossed. But as both expanded into the same sectors, especially renewables and infrastructure, the rivalry exploded. Behind the scenes, government contracts, regulations, and market influence became battlegrounds. While Ambani focuses on tech and consumer markets, Adani pushes into logistics and energy, yet both are after dominance. Media whispers say they avoid public clashes but watch each other closely, competing for partnerships and national influence. It's a cold war of capital, where silence says more than speeches, and every billion invested is a move on the board. Before tech empires and hedge funds, the richest man in history ruled West Africa, Mansa Musa of the Mali Empire. But hidden behind his golden legacy was a quieter power struggle with the man who came before him, Bakr II. One vanished into myth, the other rewrote history in gold. Bakr II was the explorer king. Fascinated by what lay beyond the Atlantic, he sent hundreds of ships west, chasing the unknown. He never returned. Some believe he reached distant lands, maybe even the Americas, long before Columbus. But with Bakr gone, his deputy, Musa, took the throne, and made sure no one looked back. Mansa Musa built mosques, libraries, and entire cities. He made a pilgrimage to Mecca with so much gold that he caused inflation in Egypt for years. According to modern estimates, his wealth adjusted for today would total around $22.5 trillion. That's not just rich, that's wealth beyond comprehension. But Musa wasn't just building an empire, he was burying a legacy. He called Abu Bakr's journey reckless. And while Musa's name was carved into stone in scripture, Abu Bakr's faded. This wasn't a loud feud, it was one man erasing the other through legacy, influence, and the sheer weight of unthinkable wealth. And in the end, Musa won. Not just the crown, but the memory of an empire. Leonardo DiCaprio, one of Hollywood's most celebrated actors, is known for his blockbuster roles and impressive fortune, estimated to be in the hundreds of millions. However, you wouldn't guess that from the way he lives. DiCaprio is renowned for his frugality and commitment to sustainability, which often makes his lifestyle appear modest compared to his massive wealth. Take this image, for instance. The award-winning actor is casually dressed in a rugged jacket and jeans, walking through what seems like an ordinary or even run-down neighborhood. It's not the typical portrayal of a Hollywood superstar. But DiCaprio's modesty isn't just for show, it aligns with his deep environmental convictions. He opts for eco-friendly cars like the Toyota Prius or Tesla, instead of flashy supercars, and is an outspoken advocate for reducing waste and consumption. His dedication to a humble lifestyle is rooted in a desire to lead by example, proving that even the wealthiest individuals can live consciously. This approach has made him a role model for millions, blending his passion for acting with a genuine commitment to making the world a better place. Imagine being one of the richest people in the world, with a net worth exceeding $350 billion, yet choosing to live in a $50,000 house. That's the reality for Elon Musk, the visionary behind Tesla and SpaceX. Musk, known for pushing boundaries in technology and space exploration, resides in a 375-square-foot prefabricated house in Boca Chica, Texas, near SpaceX's launch site. The home, made by Boxable, features only the basics: a bedroom, bathroom, kitchen, and living area, nothing extravagant. In 2020, Musk announced he was selling almost all his physical possessions, including several luxurious mansions, to eliminate distractions. He made good on his word, embracing a minimalist lifestyle that aligns with his focus on creating a better future. His modest living arrangement isn't about saving money, it's about dedicating resources to groundbreaking projects like Mars colonization and renewable energy. This stark contrast between his wealth and lifestyle surprises many. Musk avoids material excess, prioritizing innovation and long-term impact over personal luxury. By living simply, he challenges conventional ideas of success, proving that wealth can be about more than possessions. It can be a tool to shape the future. While most billionaires are known for their lavish lifestyles, Azim Premji, one of India's richest men, is a stunning exception. The former chairman of Wipro, with a net worth exceeding $30 billion, is famous for his extreme simplicity and dedication to giving back. Premji drives a second-hand Toyota Corolla, avoids five-star hotels, and even flies economy class for his travels. His office is famously plain, furnished with nothing but the essentials, a reflection of his no-frills approach to life. Premji's wealth comes from his transformation of Wipro, initially a vegetable oil company, into a global IT powerhouse. Yet, despite his vast fortune, he's chosen to live humbly, channeling his resources toward philanthropy. Through the Azim Premji Foundation, he has donated over $20 billion to causes like education and rural development, making him one of the most generous philanthropists in history. His lifestyle serves as a powerful statement. Wealth is a tool for societal improvement, not personal indulgence. What's truly remarkable is how seamlessly Premji's modesty integrates with his global influence. His story transitions us perfectly into another academic-turned-billionaire who leads by example. David Cheriton, a Stanford professor with a fortune estimated at $10 billion, built his wealth by spotting opportunities others missed. As an early investor in Google, Cheriton's stake made him a billionaire almost overnight. Yet unlike many of his wealthy peers, he's maintained a frugal lifestyle that's more fitting of a middle-class academic than a Silicon Valley mogul. Cheriton is known for biking to work, cutting his own hair and driving an old Honda Accord instead of splurging on luxury vehicles. He shuns private jets and extravagant vacations, preferring to focus on teaching and mentoring students. His modest home in Palo Alto is far removed from the sprawling estates of his Silicon Valley counterparts. Cheriton sees wealth as a responsibility, not a status symbol, frequently investing in startups he believes can change the world for the better. From the simplicity of Cheriton's life, we transition to a literary icon who's also embraced humility in the face of monumental success. J.K. Rowling's story is the epitome of a fairy tale. Once a struggling single mother living on welfare, she rose to fame and fortune through her world-changing Harry Potter series. With a net worth once estimated at over $1 billion, Rowling could easily indulge in a life of extravagance, but she's chosen to step back from the trappings of immense wealth, focusing instead on meaningful contributions. Rowling is famously frugal in her spending, frequently wearing simple, affordable clothing and choosing understated homes over opulent mansions. What's even more impressive is her commitment to philanthropy. She's donated so much to causes like children's welfare and multiple sclerosis research that she dropped off the Forbes billionaire list. Rowling often speaks about how wealth has enabled her to make a difference in the world, rather than define her identity. Her life bridges the worlds of fiction and reality, serving as a testament to the idea that true richness lies in generosity and humility. From Rowling's grounded lifestyle, we move seamlessly into the next story of another individual who balances immense wealth with extraordinary modesty. It's almost poetic that Daniel Radcliffe, who brought J.K. Rowling's famous wizard to life, shares her grounded approach to wealth. Despite earning millions from his role as Harry Potter, transforming him into one of the highest-paid actors of his generation, Radcliffe lives a surprisingly modest lifestyle. Unlike many young stars, he's avoided the stereotypical trappings of fame, lavish parties, luxury mansions and flashy cars. In fact, Radcliffe drives a simple Fiat Punto, a far cry from the supercars often associated with Hollywood elites. Radcliffe once said he's cautious with money because he grew up knowing its value. While his net worth is estimated at over $100 million, he gives himself a modest allowance to avoid overspending. Instead of chasing status symbols, Radcliffe focuses on meaningful projects, often opting for roles in independent films over blockbuster franchises. His humility isn't just refreshing, it's inspiring, particularly for fans who see him as a reflection of Rowling's ethos. The connection between Radcliffe and Rowling goes beyond the screen. Both live lives that prioritize substance over spectacle. As we move from one Harry Potter star to another British icon, the pattern of modesty in the face of fame continues. While Robert Pattinson skyrocketed to global fame with Twilight, his lifestyle has remained anything but starry. Pattinson, who has an estimated net worth of $100 million, is known for his low-key existence. After dazzling audiences as the brooding Edward Cullen, he could have easily embraced a life of luxury. Yet, he's stayed grounded, often choosing practicality over opulence. Pattinson's life reflects a mix of modesty and quiet rebellion against Hollywood norms. He's been seen driving a second-hand car and renting small apartments instead of sprawling estates. Even his wardrobe choices echo his unpretentious nature. He's frequently spotted in casual, well-worn outfits rather than designer brands. Despite his fame, Pattinson avoids the spotlight, often retreating to quiet, unassuming spaces where he can focus on his craft. This humility has carried over to his work ethic, where he takes risks with challenging, unconventional roles. Pattinson's refusal to indulge in the excesses of celebrity life is a testament to his grounded values. Transitioning from his story to another global star, we now explore a musician whose simplicity mirrors Pattinson's quiet strength. Ed Sheeran's rise to fame is nothing short of remarkable. But even more astonishing is how little it's changed him. From busking on the streets of London to selling out stadiums worldwide, Sheeran's journey is the stuff of dreams. With a net worth exceeding $200 million, he could easily indulge in extravagance. Yet he lives a life so modest it feels like a continuation of his early days as a struggling artist. Sheeran still resides in his hometown of Framlingham, Suffolk, where he's purchased modest properties and built what he affectionately calls Sheeranville. Rather than a flashy mansion, his estate reflects his down-to-earth personality, featuring practical amenities like a chicken coop and vegetable garden. He famously shops in thrift stores, uses coupons, and even keeps his student bank account. What truly sets Sheeran apart is his humility in the face of superstardom. He maintains close friendships with childhood pals, avoids ostentatious displays of wealth, and prefers meaningful gestures over grandiose ones. His story, like Radcliffe's and Pattinson's, proves that success doesn't have to overshadow authenticity. As we continue, the thread of modesty ties these remarkable individuals together, leading us to even more inspiring stories. Stephen King is a name synonymous with success in the literary world. With over 350 million books sold and a net worth exceeding $500 million, King's imagination has turned him into one of the richest writers alive. Yet his personal life tells a completely different story. Far from the extravagance you might expect from someone of his stature, King resides in a charming but modest Victorian-style house in Bangor, Maine. A home that's more about personality than opulence. While his novels have built empires, his lifestyle is remarkably grounded. King's frugality goes beyond his choice of residence. He famously insists on flying economy, avoids luxury cars, and is known to buy his clothes from local stores rather than high-end designers. King often jokes about his simple tastes, stating, "I could live very well on the royalties from Carrie alone." His personal wealth is often directed toward philanthropic causes, funding scholarships, libraries, and community initiatives in Maine. It's this focus on giving back that bridges the gap between his immense fortune and his unassuming lifestyle. From the literary world to the tennis court, we find another icon who combines global fame with a surprisingly relatable approach to life. Serena Williams is one of the greatest athletes of all time, dominating the tennis world with her unmatched skill and unparalleled success. With 23 Grand Slam titles and a net worth of around $300 million, she's not only a sports icon but also a savvy entrepreneur. However, despite her incredible wealth, Williams leads a life filled with practical choices and grounded values. Her focus has always been on her family, her craft, and giving back to the community. Williams is known for avoiding ostentatious displays of wealth, preferring to invest in causes close to her heart. Her home in Palm Beach Gardens, Florida, while beautiful, is far from the sprawling estates many celebrities favor. She's been spotted shopping at regular stores and cooking family meals at home, a striking contrast to the glitzy lifestyle often associated with sports stars. Beyond her modest choices, she's a dedicated philanthropist, contributing millions to education and underserved communities, particularly focusing on empowering young women. Williams' life demonstrates that true greatness isn't just about titles or net worth, but about how one uses success to inspire and uplift others. Her story transitions us naturally to another powerhouse who's reshaped an industry while staying remarkably humble. As the CEO of Apple, Tim Cook leads one of the most valuable companies in the world, worth over $2 trillion. With a personal net worth estimated at $2.3 billion, Cook could live a life of unmatched luxury. Yet he chooses to keep things surprisingly simple. While his leadership at Apple has revolutionized technology, his personal life remains understated and grounded. Cook resides in a modest home in Palo Alto, California, a far cry from the sprawling mansions Silicon Valley billionaires are known for. He prefers casual clothing and often shops for bargains, reportedly buying his underwear during seasonal sales. Cook's frugality reflects his upbringing in a working-class family in Alabama, where he learned the value of hard work and careful spending. What sets Cook apart even further is his commitment to philanthropy. He's pledged to donate the majority of his wealth to charitable causes including education, human rights, and environmental sustainability. This commitment mirrors his leadership style, which emphasizes values over profits. Cook's grounded approach to life is a reminder that humility and success can go hand in hand, rounding out these exceptional figures who redefine what it means to be rich. Jack Ma, the legendary founder of Alibaba, could live the life of an emperor if he chose. With a net worth once exceeding $40 billion, he revolutionized global e-commerce, becoming one of the most influential figures in China and the world. Yet Ma's personal life tells a far more modest story. Born into a working-class family in Hangzhou, he endured repeated failures and rejections before his determination and vision led to the creation of Alibaba. Despite his staggering success, he's never let wealth define him. Instead of the lavish lifestyle typical of billionaires, Ma remains deeply grounded. His attire is famously simple, often casual and unbranded, reflecting his unpretentious attitude. Ma eschews extravagance, preferring relatable experiences and meaningful connections over ostentatious displays of power. Even his public speeches are peppered with humility and humor. But his impact doesn't stop at e-commerce. Ma is a dedicated philanthropist, donating billions to education reform, rural development, and environmental conservation through his Jack Ma Foundation. As he says, the greatest satisfaction comes not from accumulating wealth, but from using it to make the world better. Ma's philosophy of staying true to his roots and channeling wealth into purpose leads us seamlessly to Joaquin Phoenix, a Hollywood icon who has mastered the art of living authentically despite worldwide fame. Joaquin Phoenix's name is synonymous with artistic brilliance and intensity. From his haunting portrayal of Arthur Fleck in Joker to his complex role in Gladiator, he's a magnet for critical acclaim and box office success. Yet despite earning millions for his craft, Phoenix lives a life that's refreshingly ordinary by Hollywood standards. He's an unassuming figure who shuns the limelight and chooses authenticity over glamour. Even his wardrobe reflects his grounded nature. He often sports thrift store finds and opts for understated looks over designer trends. Phoenix lives with his partner, actress Rooney Mara, in a comfortable yet unpretentious home that mirrors their shared commitment to simplicity and sustainability. His lifestyle choices extend beyond aesthetics. Phoenix is a dedicated vegan, passionate about animal rights, and an active environmentalist. Notably, he wore the same Stella McCartney tuxedo to every award show during the 2020 season to make a statement about reducing waste. His wealth is channeled into causes he deeply believes in, such as climate advocacy, disaster relief, and human rights, often donated quietly and without fanfare. Phoenix's ability to combine global fame with an unpretentious, purposeful lifestyle transitions naturally to Natalie Portman, another Hollywood luminary whose humility and dedication to meaningful causes are equally captivating. Natalie Portman is a powerhouse of talent and intellect, yet she remains one of Hollywood's most unassuming stars. The Oscar-winning actress, known for unforgettable performances in films like Black Swan and V for Vendetta, has built a career that balances critical acclaim with personal fulfillment. Her success has earned her a net worth of over $90 million, but Portman's lifestyle is far from extravagant. Instead, she prioritizes family, sustainability, and intellectual growth, setting an example that challenges Hollywood norms. Portman's home life is as grounded as her career. She lives with her husband and children in a cozy, understated Los Angeles residence, surrounded by nature rather than opulence. She's an advocate for reusing and recycling, frequently spotted shopping at local farmers markets and supporting ethical fashion brands. A staunch vegan, Portman ties her personal choices to larger social causes, using her platform to promote environmental conservation, animal welfare, and gender equality. Even her career choices reflect her grounded values. She often favors roles with depth and significance over those promising a hefty paycheck. Portman's story is a testament to the idea that true success isn't measured by material wealth, but by living authentically and contributing meaningfully to the world. Her humility and purpose continue the thread of remarkable individuals who redefine what it means to be truly rich. Celine Dion is a global icon revered for her incredible voice and record-breaking career, with over 200 million albums sold worldwide. Her net worth, estimated at $800 million, places her among the wealthiest musicians. Yet despite her staggering success, Dion's personal life is grounded in simplicity and family values. Known for her elegance, she has never allowed wealth to overshadow her humble beginnings in a small Quebec town, where she grew up as the youngest of 14 children. Dion's approach to life reflects an inherent practicality. She has always prioritized her children's upbringing over extravagant indulgences, maintaining a balanced lifestyle that focuses on what truly matters. Even her wardrobe choices are often understated, reflecting timeless style over flamboyant displays. Dion's humility extends to her philanthropy, with millions donated to causes ranging from cancer research to disaster relief, always done with sincerity rather than spectacle. From Dion's heartfelt simplicity, we transition seamlessly to Kate Middleton, a royal who has captivated the world by embracing the same grounded values in her highly publicized role. Kate Middleton, the Princess of Wales, occupies one of the most scrutinized roles in the world. Yet what sets her apart isn't just her royal title, it's her commitment to living a life that resonates with everyday people. Despite her access to extraordinary wealth and privilege through the British royal family, Middleton is known for her practicality and relatable habits. She frequently shops at affordable stores, recycles her outfits for public engagements, and takes her children on outings that are refreshingly ordinary, from playground visits to local grocery runs. Middleton's modest lifestyle isn't just a strategy, it's a reflection of her upbringing and values. Born into a middle-class family, she has carried those principles into her royal duties, focusing on causes like mental health, early childhood development, and support for veterans. Her home life with Prince William and their 3 children at Anmer Hall is a picture of balanced simplicity, blending royal protocol with genuine warmth. This approach has not only endeared her to the public, but also shown that even royalty can prioritize purpose over pomp. From Kate Middleton's modern approach to royalty, we move to a business legend whose unassuming lifestyle defined an entire corporate ethos. Ingvar Kamprad, the founder of IKEA, transformed the furniture industry and amassed a fortune of over $50 billion. But unlike many billionaires, Kamprad was notorious for his extreme frugality, a philosophy that shaped both his personal life and his company's global success. Kamprad's humble beginnings in a small Swedish village fueled his belief in simplicity and cost efficiency. These values not only defined IKEA's accessible flat-pack furniture, but also his everyday choices. Kamprad's lifestyle was famously modest. He drove an old Volvo for decades, flew economy class, and furnished his home with IKEA products. Even as his wealth grew, he was known for cutting coupons and limiting his spending to necessities. His focus remained on creating affordable solutions for the average person, which aligned with his mission to create a better everyday life for the many. Beyond his business, Kamprad's philanthropy reflected his dedication to helping others, funding education and rural development programs worldwide. Kamprad's story of using wealth as a tool for meaningful impact mirrors the ethos of Middleton and Dion, tying together these individuals who exemplify modesty in the face of extraordinary success. That's about it. Write in the comments which of these rich people surprised you. For more useful information, watch other videos.